Hey folks, Nick Culbertson here, and today I'm going to show you a super simple way to get a 80s chrome text effect in Photoshop. Let's get started. I'm starting with a new document, 4000 by 4000 pixels, but any size will work. And I'm going to add a real quick gradient onto the background just so we're not looking at stark white the whole time. The first thing we're going to do is pick a big chunky font for our text, and I'm using Arial Black. Next, type your Chrome word, and in this case I'm using the word Chrome, which is just so meta. Once you have the text positioned just like you like it, double click on the layer to show the layer styles. We can start with our gradient, and in general the brightness level is going to go from dark to light, and then it'll be darkest in the middle, then it'll go from dark to light again on the bottom. Let me show you. For this example, we'll be reflecting a blue sky going to a lighter blue, then white, and at the 50% point we're going to have our black color. And then we're going to go from a dark blue to a lighter blue and then white on the bottom. If you want the bottom to look more like sand, then you can use warmer tones down there. Next, we'll need some borders on the text, and for that we're going to add 2 stroke layers, and we're going to set the position to inside with 10 pixels and give it a gradient going from white on the top to light blue on the bottom. For the second further in stroke, we're going to set it to 13 pixels and have the color be our black color. To give the illusion that the borders are coming out at us somewhat, we're going to add an inner glow and set it to our dark color at 50% opacity with a 30% choke and a 35 pixel size. Depending on what you're going for, you could stop right here and be done, but we want to give the letters a little more of a custom feel, and to do that we're going to create a curved horizon line. Create a new layer and grab the pen tool. Above the dark horizon on the gradient, we're going to create a curve that goes up on the sides and down in the middle. On longer letters, you can add some little hills and some different variants. Next, we're going to finalize the shape, fill the path with our foreground color, and then delete the path. Right-click on your text layer and select Select Pixels, then click on the Layer Mask button. Select the text pixels again, and this time select the inverse. Now, making sure that you've highlighted your horizon layer, you want to move the selection around from side to side and just delete the edges of the horizon. The reason we're doing this is if you have any pixels that are overhanging, it's going to affect that outline that we put with those stroke paths. Next, we'll merge those layers into a smart object. Duplicate the layer text again and remove everything but the gradient. Select the gradient text layer and the horizon layer and combine them into a smart object. Now drag the layer style from that other text layer that you duplicated and put it on this new smart layer you have. And then remove the gradient because that's on our smart layer. And we're done! It was that simple. The curve part can get a little fiddly at first, but as you do it more, it becomes one of the most enjoyable parts of the process. If you want to make it pop more, you can have a white layer of the text over the top and set it to overlay at something like 15 or 20%. Another thing you can do is add a brightness contrast layer and just mess around with the levels until you have something that looks good and just really comes out at you. So now I did a little something special for you all for watching, and I'm just going to do a time lapse of it now. It'll give you a brush up of just seeing the whole process happen again. Alright, so while I'm doing a time lapse of these curves, I wanted to give a couple of quick shout outs. One major one to Signalnoise, who does a lot of these chrome effects and neon text. His aesthetic is just awesome. It's 80s, it's synthwave, and he was one of the first people who I noticed, at least, who was really starting to bring this aesthetic back. So yeah, if you're inspired by this stuff and you want to see more in-depth looks of what you can do with this chrome and neon lighting, then definitely check out signalnoise.com or follow him on his socials. He also has a Skillshare course that goes further into detail of using Illustrator to have a chrome effect like this. Definitely worth checking out if you want to push your chrome to the max level. And the second shout out I want to do is for the music you're hearing. That's from Synthwave Escape. It was a mobile game that I made for iOS and Android a couple of years ago. Still maintaining it and updating it today. And I actually just released the album, so you can check that out on Spotify or Bandcamp. I'll have the links in the description. But when I was making the album art, I needed some sweet chrome on the bottom of the screen to say soundtrack. And I used this process for it, and I thought, hey, this would be great to share with people. So, alas, we've come full circle. Now back to the show. I hope you enjoyed the video and it helps you make some sweet looking chrome. If you like seeing stuff like this, then be sure to let me know in the comments. And also you can subscribe and hit the bell if you want to be notified when new episodes are rolling out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.